Let's do it, baby. We're going live. Just had a session with Julianne. Never ceases to amaze me what she says. Channel. Answer a Patreon real quick. Give me 1 second. As a matter of fact, which let me make sure is check the mic out. Microphone, that's the webcam. Let's change that. Global devices, device settings. Audio, microphone, let's use the headset. All right, sound any different, better, worse? What do we got going on, peeps? Thanks for being a beauty. How's it sounding now that I switched it to this little rascal here? Yeah, the fan in the background, you probably picked that up easier. How about now, though? Does it sound better without the AC unit picking up in the headset mic? This might be better. Okay, a lot better. All right. Yeah, that the mic that I'm using, I'm out in the man cave actually. I go out here to do my sessions with uh, Julianne, and I'm just got done with a nearly an hour and a half, I guess I could say. It's about that hour and 20 minutes. So yeah, just listen to what she tells me. It's amazing. I don't know that I'll ever play any of her channeling, honestly, like publicly, because it's always me mostly personal stuff for the most part. But it keeps telling me 2022, 2023, when we say millions of people are going to be watching and listening to you, we're not kidding. And I'm just like, man, like, and it's not, the thing is, it does not appear to be because of crypto. Like all of a sudden, oh, if he wants to get rich on crypto, his dreams are becoming epic and he's getting all these prices. It's not even that. And she goes, there's people that are in your Patreon, they follow you, they never miss a video, and they could care less about crypto. Like they don't even care about it at all. They don't, you do a video on it, they could care less about watching it, but they're still drawn to you. They're still drawn to watch you. She goes, and I know when I'm channeling for them, or even just a psychic reading, she's like, these are like your soul tribe. These people are your soul tribe. That's why, like in Patreon especially, these people are in there. And again, not everybody's there for crypto stuff, and yet that's the most common thing I talk about in my Patreon is like crypto. I had a dream. I just got another dream. I think I got the confirmation on XRP, which by the way I did get a dream last night. I think we do have confirmation on XRP going dippity doo dah down to some low levels that we're waiting on. But we'll see. But it's way beyond that. And she started talking about this property, very big property. Appears to be probably in New Mexico from the sounds of it. Not necessarily in the exact town that I go to, or even right around there, but somewhere, general area, that kind of thing. And it may come from, she thinks, Fred, the Indian, my friend. Like, he'll know someone in the tribe, they'll know somebody, or, because when you're in the tribe, you have tribal land, and they could build their adobe structures and things like they do old school on the reservation grounds, and or they can choose to go live half their life out, in white man land, so to speak, in a regular house, paying taxes and all that other crap. Some of them do both, some of them do one or the other, whatever. But it sounds like someone's gonna at some point understand who I am, what I'm about, working with Fred, working with the Indians, working with people, doing stuff, spirituality, growth, all this stuff, and they're gonna realize we have a property for sale that's, I don't know the size. I didn't ask her the size other than it was a sizable piece of property, it sounded like, where I will be building some stuff on there, but getting it ready probably to be like again, like a spiritual retreat or something type of center. It may have more than one world there. And she goes, she goes, we don't see it like you're looking on the internet, or, oh, an email came in about a property. She goes, we do not see this happening like this. We see this coming from somebody. And I go, oh. And she goes, she's like, and we see some of the people in your tribe, your online tribe, that will send you things. Hey, Joseph of the Snips, uh, I've got 50 acres over here. Is this something you'd be interested in? Or, and she says, you could say, thank you for sharing that. And perhaps you could put it out there in one of your groups for other people to see. She goes, but you just have to tell them thank you, but no thank you. She's like, because the area you are in New Mexico, is your area. This place calls upon you. You must be there, and your family must be there, and we do see you being there full time at some point. Of course, my wife does not want to hear that, but she told me a lot about my wife and future stuff. Again, and I'm trying to tell Evan, well, I think you need to take one for the team, because it sounds like you're going to be out there, and again, she says she's going to make a connection with some people out there, and it's going to end up drawing her in, my wife, and then ultimately it'll come to realize, like, yeah, we belong out here. Like, wow, we thought we were so attached to Florida, but you know what? Man, time to unload the house in Florida, perhaps, that kind of thing. But she's, told me, and I say she was channeling tonight, so the main entity that comes through is Ashara, and she goes, oh, next, and I guess next time, which is next week, most likely. She goes, there's a lot of beings ready to talk to you. They got a lot. They're a lot of. It's going to be like a what you call it, a town hall. She's like a town hall. They're from everywhere. They need to speak with you. And I'm like, okay. I've only had a few come in at one time. Like maybe 4 or 5 at the most I've ever had at one session. But different beings from different whatevers. I don't know. Some of it spiritual beings. Some might be ET. Sounds of it. That are going to come through. And I think it's next week. We'll have to see. Just the next time we end up getting together. So that was interesting. Can't wait to see that. But I always record these things, and you have to listen. If she channels, you have got to listen to it more than once, typically, because if it's more than like a 10-minute session, you're gonna want to go back and listen, because there's so much information. You'll forget some of it. It'll make sense, later. But the funny thing is, like, she always hit, like the thing about her saying to me, "Oh, people are gonna come to you that you know in your cyber tribe, if you will. Joe, here's a property for sale. Hey, what about this? What do you think about that?" She didn't know this, but today alone, I think, unless it was yesterday and today, but I think it was all today. I got like 2 or 3 people. I think it was all on Patreon. Maybe one was an email. Actually, one was email, and I think 2 were in Patreon. They're like, "Hey, Joe." One of them sent me one in Oregon. Beautiful place in Oregon. Oh my God. Um, but I'm like, yeah, this is a great place. I'm like, but I got to be honest, like, Oregon's not my spot. New Mexico's my spot. Thanks for sharing that, but like that, and I already said that, so I've already like was thanks but no thanks, you know. And then I had 2 other ones, like, Joe, check this out. And one was they sent me this. It was it was in New Mexico, northeastern area, like the Gila National Forest area, 20 acres or something. There's like this little waterfall thing that went through it. A nice little property, but it's of course in the middle of nowhere, dirt road, no electricity, no nothing. More of a campsite, that you'd have to build up. Nice place though, but I didn't even comment on that one. But it was another one. But I was in my mind like, well, thanks but no thanks. That was kind of cool. It's actually neat property. So I'm already doing this today. She doesn't know what I'm doing and the emails and the private messages I'm answering. She has no idea. Yet during the channeling session, brings it right out as if like get ready for this in the future for people to send you stuff and you can thank them and say thank you but no thank you because basically we see a compound, a big area. You're gonna get this place, and I'm like okay, and I just asked a little bit more information about it, and I realized okay, it's probably gonna come through Fred or someone that Fred knows, and again, Fred's my Indian friend that I know I'm just gonna be doing a lot of work with that guy in the future. He's already told me I got to bring a teepee up for you. We're gonna do a sweat lodge. He's like, I've got stuff. I got this metal 1800s drum they used like out of an old tea kettle or something. He's like, it's perfect for these like water drums they make. He's like, I got that. I've got this piece of cedar thing for you. Like he's getting all this stuff for me because he's getting these downloads. Yep, you are to help Joe and do these things with him and teach him the ways and introduce him to people in your tribe and other tribes that you have connections with all these people. Like I couldn't have asked for a better person, Native American, to hook up with because he's not just well he's 100% Navajo, so he deals with the Navajo tribe. He has other tribes, other Indian groups, if you will. Um, doesn't matter what reservation or tribe they belong to. They call on him a lot. Hey, can you come do ceremony? Because he's got those special gifts, with spirit. And so he's like, I always go. They call and I come. I never say no. I always find a way to make it happen. He goes, there's been times where I had absolutely no money and they couldn't help me with the funds either. And I ended up making. He's like, I carved this thing and then I painted it up and I sold it for $80 to get me some gas money. And he sent me like pictures of this little thing. He's like, I'm gonna make you one. So he did make me one. This little totem pole looking thing, real beautiful. And I set it in my room. But I know I've got some very special stuff going on with that guy in the future. He already knows it. He gets downloads all the time. He tells me stuff. So I know I'm gonna be working with him. But it sounds to me, as I listen to these channels sessions back and the one tonight again, which I just got done, so it's all fresh in my mind. I don't know what I'm gonna be doing, but you remember back in the day, and Cliff High was like, Joe, I don't know what it is about you, but man, universe likes you. He just sends me this email one day, some web bot data or something about the future. Didn't really get into detail. He's like, dude, universe likes you. I don't know what it is, but universe really likes you. I took it as a compliment, of course, but I don't know what the hell that really means. That was years ago. That was like 2015, 2016, I think, time frame. But now I think I'm starting to know. I think I'm starting to understand. Got into crypto, got people into crypto. I'm helping people get wealth to pay off their debts, stuff like that. Um, you know, sharing my personal life and spiritual growth, if you will. Not that I do it that much on YouTube, especially, but um, just all this stuff. I don't know. I see where she's kind of saying like, oh, millions of people are going to be, literally millions are going to be following and watching you on this screen. I'm like, millions. She goes, yes. Not the first time she said this to me, but I'm starting to understand that, yeah, I think this growth, this spiritual growth that I've gone through and will continue going through when I really get to what I'll call next level, if you will. And by the way, some of the dreams I've had have been I mean, unbelievably like, whoa. That one with the shooting on the bus and the license plate, which I don't even know if I've mentioned to you guys yet on my own channel. I think I might have mentioned it on JC's channel during the live stream I did with him. Holy crap, that I have a couple series of sets of dreams that were mind blowing. I think I got coordinates to a spot I've been looking for on the mountain, and then they showed me a shooting on a bus, and then the license plate on the bus in real life. The shooting happened days later, and I'm in a shooting on a bus in the dream, and they're giving me the coordinates again in that dream that I got the dream before that, same exact numbers, and then the license plate has the effing coordinates on the license plate of the real bus that got shot up. The freaking main number is right in there. What is this? What is this? Some kind of fun house, Wonka? Why, having fun? Yeah, actually, I'm having fun. This is exciting. And last night I went to bed. I'm like, I'm not feeling like listening to the music, the drumming, the whatever. I just want to go to bed tonight. Actually, I just want to go to bed. And I had oh, there's a dream here. Throw a little dart. And internet. Sometimes when I get in a crypto thing, I just know what it is for, even though they showed me no crypto sign in there. They just gave me a price or something. I'm going, well, I was kind of asking for that last night, so therefore this is probably the answer. But I wasn't sure on this one this morning. Like I woke up, I was like, well, I was asking about XRP, and they did show me the freaking low price I keep talking about. And I'm like, but was it really that? I'm like, was it really? And then all of a sudden, I'm telling my friend Steven, Crypto Karaoke, like, hey man, here's what I was just this dream I had or whatever. And he goes, dude, like he texts me back, and he sends me like this. Basically, my dream. I'm in a, and I don't even know like the words I'm about to use. I didn't even know that's what it was called. Tube station. I wake up, oh, tube station, London, blah blah blah. It was a price to get on this train in this tube station at this tube station, and it was super cheap, and it was the price of where I think XRP is going down low. And I go, wow, that's cheap. I'm like, I wonder how far away this next stop is, because like that's stupid cheap. And I look, I'm like, oh yeah, it's not that far away on the map of this thing. I'm like, it's all digital screen. I'm like, oh yeah, okay, so yeah, that's what I want. Click that. It's only this price. Okay, cool. And then my daughter shoves in her debit card, thinking she's at an ATM, and I go, whoa, whoa. I'm like, Emily, it's not an ATM. You're just gonna pay. You're gonna pay for the tickets I'm about to buy. It's not an ATM, honey. And she's like, oh. So I'm looking at this, going, she's thinking she's gonna get some money out of this deal. And if I can get XRP at these low prices, boy, are we gonna get some money out of that. So that was my interpretation of that part. And then, oh, it's a really short distance away. No wonder why it's so cheap. Also thinking maybe we have a short period of time before the next shoe drops, so to speak, on the market. Again, I'm waiting for this two-part crash. And Dick Allgaier and the boys just did a session, by the way, which I did post a single screenshot of one thing that Dick posted about what looks like a major exchange is going to have some serious problems, and it's going to cause some FUD. Not going to be good for the market. I don't know which exchange though, and I don't think he said. Um, but I'm like, oh well, here we go. Hopefully it's not the exchange we're using. But I don't know, just these dreams. That's how I get my stuff right now. Like I can't sit here and like close my eyes and go, oh, they're showing me a 25 for XRP. Like I'm not there yet. I say yet because the channel tells me, yeah, you're not there yet, but you will be able to at a moment's notice decide I want to focus on this. You'll get the stream. You will get the download. Kind of like a real psychic, if you will, would do, where they, oh, I just tapped into that, got it. Me, it's my dreams right now, but that's just my stepping stones to the path where I'm going, I guess. So if I'm going to be able to channel, and she says I will, then everything else is a no-brainer. I'll be able to tap in with my eyes open, talking to you right now, like, oh, I'll look over the comment section. Oh, you want to know about what coin? Let me close my eyes real quick. Oh, did you buy it? Yeah. Oh, I just saw a 35. I think we're going to 35 cents. Something like that. That'll probably come. She could, and the thing is, she said, you will start streaming coordinates to your beloved mountain. You will start streaming again, and more so, your numbers for your crypto. She calls them cryptos. I have been getting crypto prices. I'm pretty sure of it. Now I've already done it 2 or 3 times. Digibyte. I remember the 66 thing. I think was XRP after it was down low. I don't know if that was a dream or meditation I had on that one, but anyways, like stuff's happening. It appears to happen. And again, if this big drop that I told you when everyone else thought this was crazy, freaking Theta's $14, whatever, 15. Nope. I got orders below 4, honestly, way below $4. And everyone's like, oh, you're a moron. You know, just call it a loss, Nippy. You're a dumbass. Just call it a loss. You sold at the bottom, blah, blah, blah. And then we hit $3.92, and everyone was, oh, oh, so quiet. And I did get some props in some of the live streams. Joe, good call, man. You did call that shit, dude. But I'm like, whoa, not yet. Like, I mean, yeah, but no. I think we got a little further to go. Maybe, when I say a little, a lot. If Theta's at $8 right now, and it is, be ready. But again, my one dream where where I saw this big crane dropping this metal box, and that represented really high priced cryptos dropping. Basically, the market's up here and it drops, but then it bounced. This giant box bounced over me in the dream, almost the same height practically, like 5, 6, 7, 8 times, and then it finally stopped and hit these train tracks. And I go, uh-oh, because this box was like 15, 20 ton box. And then I look over and I see two trains. And I go, uh-oh, I think it damaged. I'm pretty sure it damaged the tracks. And I'm like, oh, that heart, stomach sink. Uh-oh. And then I wake up. So I'm like, okay, they show me the crypto stuff, and this particular thing was actually Doge for that dream, but I think it was maybe the market generally too. And then next thing you know, 2 days, 3 days later, again, I get another derailed train. Two trains smashed together. And I've got this on my private Theta unlisted video on Patreon, by the way, in advance. It was on the 23rd, I think, and then it happened on the 26th. Just FYI. And I'm like, oh, I think they're showing me. So when I saw that bouncing box, I go, I think they're kind of showing me we're dropping. The market dropped, it did. And I'm not sure if the interpretation is now we're going to bounce and we're going up, we're going up. No, back down again. So you can scrape 15, 20% off, sell it again. Boom, it drops back down, bounces again, 10, 15, 20%. You know what I mean? And over the last few days, if you look at the market, like it's kind of done that. And Doge especially is, oh yeah, it's really doing it. And that was the dream I got the price of. I think I was pretty sure I got Doge on that dream because I did ask. And that's what I got. And then when I woke up, I go, wow, I think they gave me that, and they showed me a future event. I think a train's going to crash again. And I've got a couple of those in the past, nailed them. And then it happened again. I think it was Myanmar, this last one, 200 people, something. I was like, holy shit, man, this is crazy. So if I'm going to some level, spiritually speaking, that I don't even know yet. It's going to be so high that my own brain now, monkey mind's going, no way, that's not possible. You're going to channel. You're going to channel. Snip's going to be on YouTube, talking, channeling. We are from the Pleiades, like I just can't even see it. But everything this woman has told me in the channeling and Woo Woo Dude has been happening. Not everything yet, because they're telling me that some future stuff, but a while back, future stuff, they said, oh, you're going to start doing this. It's happened. Stuff that even when they said, I'm like, I appreciate you saying that, but and oh, there it goes. Just happened. Whoa. So if I'm going to be some kind of figure, spiritual guy figure in the future, and there's millions of people following me, and it's not from the crypto. Maybe maybe a little bit will be. It's not going to be from that. Did not sound like that's why. It's like people are going to want to hear your story. How jabroni, regular old dude, could possibly go through this kind of thing. You weren't born psychic, like most psychics. They're born into it, or they got near-death experience. They become way powerful, you know. And like, tell us your story. How did you do this? How did it happen? And then I'm telling my story, whatever. And then other people are realizing, well, I want to do that. And she told me tonight, she's like, look, there's quite a few people that have scheduled, and I've read them and even channeled or just did a reading. And she's like, a lot of these people are being told, because they're like, we want to do what Joe's doing. Like, can we? Is it a process? Like, can I unlock stuff in me? And she's like, yeah. She goes, we believe anyone can do this, but you gotta put the time and effort in. And she goes, I'll be honest, most of the people, it's like, you know, like now, how do I do something? Oh, go to YouTube and look it up real quick. Oh, okay, let me go. How to change a air filter in my 19 whatever car. Oh, okay, yeah. Go watch a YouTube video. Okay, I got it. I'm an expert now. I got it. She's like, and that's kind of the mentality of most people these days. Well, can you just give me a quick little thing, show me how to? Well, no. It takes time. It's gonna take a little time to look around me. 'Cause in Jay Snip's life, there's been heartache and pain. There has been a little bit, right? We've all had a little heartache and pain. But she's like, you don't understand how many people already you're touching their lives in certain ways, and sometimes they don't even know it. She goes, but once you get to where you're going, you're going to really touch a lot of people, and you're essentially going to help awaken this process in a lot of other people. And those who will put in the time and say, you know what, I'll listen to that music when I go to bed at night, that Indian drumming or shamanic drumming or whatever. And you don't have to listen to the same exact ones from me. You have to find the ones that you like that's pleasing to your ears. That when you go to bed, okay. Now, if I go to Native Radio right now, and I think I will, and I'm going to show you something, nativeradio.com, listen, and then go to Stream 7 Powwow, and I'm going to play that and see what's playing. And listen to this. How many people, and that's a mild one. There's a lot of those songs that come on those streams where they're really screaming, it's just a part of their chant, then the one guy will do it, then their whole tribe does it, then he does a little thing, then they do it. It's like, it's like this loud noise. The average person is going to hear that and go, you close your eyes and sit in your bed and that's playing? Yeah. But I didn't start off with that. I started off with very easy stuff on YouTube. I just searched for like shamanic drumming and I found this stuff. I found like a throat hum, and then I found this didgeridoo with drumming that was kind of interesting. And those two got to me quick, like, whoa, like it'd take me out, like, you know, uh, dreaming or whatever, like it took me out. And then, okay, I'm too used to those. That's old now. I don't want to keep hearing those. Okay, what else can I do? Find something else similar, but whatever. And then Juliana had sent me a couple of things. Oh, I'll do that, and I, compiled a little list. But again, everybody's different, and the frequencies and sounds that I need might not be what you need. And you can't just like skip around. Oh, let me go straight to the Native American screaming. That's where I've been recently. And when I found that and I heard it the first time, I go, oh my God, this is what I've been missing. This is what I need. I knew it. It's like going to unlock something for me. So that very night, the first night I just played, and that's not that exact song I just played out because it's streaming all the time. I recorded like an hour and a half or so of just whatever was streaming on that channel, and then played it back for myself in my earphones later. And whatever played, and I'm like, oh, this is it. But it was a lot of that crazy yelling, screaming sounds, whatever you want to call it. Um, Not something you would normally go to bed at night listening to, like, oh, that's mellow and it's going to put me out. You know what I mean? But I've already done all this other listening, and I was like, as soon as I heard it, I'm like, oh, this is it. This is what I've been missing. I need this. I got a dream that night right on my mountain in New Mexico where I'm digging. In the next place that I plan on scoping that triangle rock out to see what's under it, I was there. And they showed me Parker Schnabel from Gold Rush. And it's just me and him. And I'm in that freaking flyer, that trike aircraft, the one I bought from Amy. It's there on the side of this cliff, which would never be able to go there. It's the cliff's 5 feet wide. You're not landing there. And anyways, it's there though. And Parker Schnabel's there. So I'm talking to Woo Dude, and he's like, afterwards, and I'm telling him about it. He goes, well, what do you think? Why do you think? What's your interpretation? Why is Parker there? He goes, because I agree. That was their way of letting you know you got the right music. Good job. Go for it. You found the right music. Now you're going to unlock something else in your next step, evolutionary, whatever, spiritual step. Because that was the sense I woke up with. Oh, they're giving me like a high five. Good job on finding the right music. You found it. You got it. What I needed right then. I said, okay, so Parker. I'm like, well, he's probably my favorite gold miner on the show. He goes, okay. He goes, but you're looking for a lot of gold in the mountain, right? And I go, yeah, I think there's a substantial amount in this mountain. Yeah. He goes, okay, out of all the guys who are on Gold Rush, who pulls out the most gold now? Like, who is the man? I go, oh, Parker Schnabel. They don't even compare. No one else can pull out the kind of, he's pulling out, 380 ounces out of one of his clean outs, and another 275 out of the other one. Like, this guy's out of control. He goes, exactly. He goes, and this is the area you haven't been into yet. You're trying to see what's under the rock, right? Yeah. But the rock was removed, and there's a tunnel there, right? In the dream? Yeah. And you're not going in? You're letting Parker go in to your spot? And I go, yep. He goes, so let me tell you what that means to me. He goes, Parker's the guy that goes, when you let him loose and he goes and gets a place, boy, does he go find a place that's got some freaking gold. And boy, he makes it count. I go, yeah. He goes, so if he's going in your hole, you got the best guy who's going to find the most gold going into your spot? I go, oh, yeah, good point. Yeah. So he goes, you know what's down there. It's probably pretty substantial. And they're giving you the high five. Good job on the music. So here's it all. Here's all at once. Go for it. I go, that's epic. I said, okay. So they gave me that confirmation. That was my own personal confirmation. And there's a little more to the dream, but I don't need to talk about that part. So then recently I was doing a kind of a guided meditation with Julianne, and this is a couple weeks ago. And she's like, all right, we're going to go to Egypt. In your mind, bring someone with you. We're going to go check out the Sphinx and what's under there. And I'm like, well, I'm bringing Woo Woo Dude, got to bring my guy. And, okay, what, you're going in, you're digging, and, you know, and she's like, they're telling me they definitely want me to play this music, this Egyptian type of music for you. And as a matter of fact, whenever you ever start like focusing on your mountain and maybe you want some information, I think you should listen to this music as you go to bed and like envision yourself wherever you are thinking about that mountain, like digging there, like, trying to get in and let that music play and then just see if you get a dream or get the answer. And I go, oh, okay. So we have this session and all this stuff. And she, at the end, she goes, I think you're going to have a pretty good night's sleep tonight. She goes, but you know what else? I would I'm going to bet you're going to have a dream about your mountain tonight. I'll bet on it. And I go, oh, okay. And so I go to bed and I'm like, well, I said, you know what I'm going to do? Since you're saying to listen to that music, I'll think about that mountain. I'll play it. But not only will I play it, I think I want to, since I recorded it, I go, I want to play back you doing the guided meditation since I recorded it. I'll just play it back and just try to walk myself through it again. And just like start off that way. And then afterwards, I'll just focus on the mountain and just let the music play. So that's what I did. I re-listened to it again in my bed that night. And then I'm like, okay, now she's done. I stopped her and then just played the same music she had sent me at that time. And then I found some other. I just went to YouTube, Egyptian music, and I found some stuff that, whatever. And so I played. I found one that was like an hour and something long, maybe. And I started playing it, and I'll be damned. Old J Step had a couple of dreams that night on the mountain, and I'm there, and there's a guy inside this mountain, like in a big cavern that was pretty wide open. And he's like, I've got coordinates inside this cavern where there's tunnels throughout here that people know about. Any hikers and people that have come up here, people know about them. But there's one that nobody really knows about. It's kind of hidden, and I'll sell it to you for $4,000 if you want it. And I'm like, well, my friend who lives out here, which is true, like he knows a bunch of these different stories. I'm like, he knows a bunch of places where somewhere in the area, something. I'm like, he might already know about this. I don't want to. I mean, thanks for the offer, but I don't know. I want to just do that because he might already know about this. He goes, all right, well, how about let's go in and take a look around. I'll take you in there and we'll look around. I go, oh, okay, yeah, sure, okay. So he takes me to this spot. We go down. We like move these rocks out of the way, whatever that were just kind of piled there. Get them out. Go down, and I'm in like this big, not real big, but a room called a room in the mountain. And there's like these old like type of lids reminded me of like safety deposit boxes, but they must have been made of wood or something because I had my metal detector and I'm like sweeping the side of the wall with the metal detector. I'm like, well, I don't want to open each and every one of these. I'll just sweep until I hear the thing go off and it beeps. I'm like, whoa, that's a big one. I open the lid up and there's a big, beautiful, shiny gold bar. And I'm like, oh, baby. I pull it out and it says 200 on the bar, just 200. And I'm like, whoa, sweet. So I like hand it to the guy, hold that. That thing's heavy. And I'm sweeping more. Oh, it goes off again. Oh my God, this one says 300 and it's bigger. So I pull it out. So obviously 200, maybe that meant 200 ounces. 300 maybe meant 300 ounces in the dream. So now we've got two of these big bars. One's bigger, and I'm like, whoa. So he's like, well, I'm like, wow, this is a good place. Like, holy crap. He goes, well, we know that it goes down further, and we think like the Bonanza's down there, but we haven't been down there. Do you want to go now? And I'm like, well, I'm here now. Hell yeah, let's go. I'm willing to go. All right, so we go down, and we get down there, and it's a big open area, and we're like, this is it. We just know this is it. Oh my God, like the big treasure's down here. And all of a sudden, this big like live gargoyle thing flies off the ceiling and comes down on us like, whew. We're like, whoa, and one of us like, tried to attack us. We're like, shot it. And I don't remember if it just got kind of injured and flew back up and then held on to the roof, or it died, but there was still two more up there. But there was two when we looked up, and like, oh, basically the dream was like, don't forget to look up, like there's danger above. So I'm kind of taking that as, if I get into one of these places, I need to really look around and look up. There could be traps, literally like old Spanish death traps that they would set, and typically stuff would fall on you and crush you. Is one of them that they used. So I don't know, but anyways, the guy's like, I've got coordinates. Okay. So then after that, the scene changes. We're like back at the mouth of this thing, and we're on these motorcycles, and there's me and that same guy again, and then somebody else was like behind me. I don't know who was with us, but there was a third person. I never saw him. And we're at the mouth of this cave, or whatever. We're gonna leave, and he's like, "Oh, we're gonna go to this address, like somebody's house or whatever." So I'm like, "Okay." So I'm like, "You got the address?" He's like, "Yeah, here it is." Well, he sends it, looks like hands his phone over so I could like type it into mine, and it's literally GPS coordinates, like the first number and then N for north, and then like their other number. That's exactly how it is in GPS. So I'm seeing this in this dream, and as soon as he gives it to me, I'm like, "Whoa, oh, God, I forgot. What was that first number again?" Oh, okay, yeah, yeah. What was the second? I forgot again. What was the first number again? And I'm like, literally, every time he tries to give it to me, it's immediately forgotten by me. But distinctly remember there was a first number and then an N. I remember the N, which is north. And again, that's exactly how it comes off. Like 32 north dot, degrees and then west. So I'm like, damn it, I can't remember. Maybe they were giving me something good, in that dream. But sure enough, I listened to music like she said that night. She swore, I think you're going to have a dream about your mountain tonight. I would bet on it. And I'm like, okay, yeah, whatever. If it is, it is. If it's not, I'm not going to be upset. Hey, you told me I was going to have a dream and I didn't. Yeah, I don't care. Matter of fact, I probably did have a dream. I just forgot. But damn it, I had it and remembered. But I could not remember the freaking coordinates. So I was like, and I knew this might have been a real coordinate that I could have written down if I would have woke up and go, oh, let me write that down real quick before I forget, and then go look it up on Google Earth or something, and see what it is. But um, yeah. So I mean, I look back, when Woo Woo Dude reached out to me about a year ago, March, April of last year, and he's like, my spirit guides are telling me to reach out to you, Joe, and you've got some abilities to unlock, and if you're willing to, work with me, I think you got some skills to, whatever. I'm like, okay. And he said that I was arguing with Spirit, like, guy gets a million emails. How he's not going to see this? They're like, yeah, he will. Yeah, but he probably won't reply. Yeah, he will. He's like, well, all right. So he sends it off, and sure enough, I replied. And then I called him that next day, I think, and then we talked for 2 hours, and then the next day we talked for another couple hours, and that was it, man. Forget about it. Me and him, we're like this now. But he said to me, in a few months, you're not going to recognize yourself. You'll look back and go, whoa, I've already gone through some changes. And back then, I already did. I'm like, yeah, wow, I've already had some interesting, this is crazy. And then the dreams got crazier. And again, the last one with that license plate with the coordinates on it on a bus that got shot up with two people dead, black girls. And I had a dream of 5 black thugs. Two of them I shot on the bus and killed on the left side of the bus. And then in real life, a few days later, the left side of the bus is completely shot up. A little bit in the back is shot up, and 2 black girls are dead. And the bus was full of black people, according to the news article. And then I'm like, OMG. And then I get this feeling inside, you're not done watching the video, the news clip. It's only 2 minutes long. Finish watching it. Okay, I press play. Oh, well, look at the back of the bus, the news story. The back of the bus is shot up. Look, you can see the bullet holes. We're going to zoom in and let you see the bullet holes in the back of the bus. So they zoom in. Well, there's the license plate. And I see it and I go, oh, baby. I need to turn my phone sideways and make this bigger. Oh my God, the coordinates are right in the license plate. There's no way. Yep. I got a dream before that with those numbers. I got the second dream about the bus shooting with those numbers. And then in real life, the shooting happens 2 or 3 days later with the coordinates on the real life license plate. I'm not talking about license plate in my dream. I'm talking the real life shooting that happened. That license plate had the coordinates, the main number I got, I should say, in there. 3-digit number right in there perfectly, and the number's 512, by the way. And I'm like, oh my God. And it was like 9 512 4U1. Like 512 for you, Joe. 512 for you is the third time we're giving it to you. I'm like, oh my God, this is nuts. But and Moodu's like, he's like, yeah, yeah, it's kind of interesting, isn't it? I'm like, no, dude, my mind's blown. He goes, yeah, Joe, if that blew your mind, he goes, dude, he goes, and I know, I was there once, I know, it's really cool. He goes, but dude, the things that are going to be coming, the things you're going to experience, and like when you leave, when you get like to where you can just lay down and go somewhere else out of your body, like, and I'll be there, or like, we'll recognize we're both there, we're interacting, and yet you're at your house and I'm at my house, and I'm going to take you to a special spot that, you know, no one in the universe knows about. He's like, that's some cool shit, and you will be doing that. And I'm like, yeah, okay, it sounds kind of cool. So I've been able to leave my body, if you will, very briefly, not too long ago, and I was just doing a meditation. And I saw this young Indian man eating out of a bowl with his hands, and he looked up at me as I came in. He looks up at me with a big thing of food in his mouth, and then just kind of snickered, like smirked at me, like, what are you just white jabroni doing? What is this guy? You can't do that. Like, who is this? And then I was back, boom, and I go, oh, I just saw that. I was like, whoa, that was cool. And then the time before that was with Woo Woo Dude doing my first guided meditation, and I was out for, I thought, a few seconds. He goes, no, you were gone for about 15 minutes. I'm like, yeah, it didn't seem like that long. I was out in the meadow, and just 5 deer were walking by, and like they were looking at me, and I'm looking at them, like, hey, fancy seeing you here. They weren't scared. I wasn't scared. They were very close to me, like they felt safe, I guess, in this, wherever this was. And that was like cool because I came back and he's talking in these earphones as I'm like laying actually right over here in this chair. I was just laying back in the lazy boy, and I came back and I was like, oh my God, I just went somewhere. And I'm like, oh shit, he's giving me all these instructions. We're going here, go do that. I'm like, oh shit, I don't know what the hell he just said to me for the last, which I thought was maybe 15 seconds, 10 seconds. And I'm like, he's been telling me, oh, do this, do that, go here. And I'm like, I was gone. I didn't listen to anything he said. I feel like an asshole. But I'm like, in my mind, I'm like, well, he doesn't know. He doesn't know. I'm just laying in my chair, man. He knew. He's like, did you record that? I go, no, I didn't. He goes, yeah, I'd like you to see yourself when you recognize that's when you went out and see how long you were actually gone. I go, well, I'll never know now. I never recorded it. And I was, when I first went into it, I'm telling myself, don't be down on yourself if nothing happens, because you know it just takes practice. And Woo Dude's like super next level. You're jabroni. Don't sweat it. Keep practicing. Give it your best shot. But if nothing happens, don't worry about it. And that's the same shit I told myself when he first had me doing the mirror scrying to see my past lives. And I'm like, it's about 5 minutes. We're about to start. I'm about to start this. If nothing happens, don't worry about it. I'm doing the same, give myself the same damn pep talk. And then sure as shit, it happens. And I'm like, holy shit, I did it. It worked. I saw it. And then that happened here again. Then when I did the guided meditation with him, it actually happened. I was surprised. It was my first time doing that. So it's great because it really boosted my confidence. So that way I'm like, oh, if I do this again and I can't cross over, so to speak, again, don't sweat it because you've already done it. You don't have to wonder what it's like, or is this what that's supposed to be? Am I just not doing it? Am I not good enough? You don't have to worry about it. You've already done it. Now you just got to tap in to get that sweet spot of yours or whatever that may be to go in there and go to that place. And he told me kind of a way to always go to this place, space, like sacred place of mine in my mind, to like practice going there, do this, look around, make sure all your stuff's there, open the door and go wherever you're going. So I kind of play this in my mind as I'm meditating, trying to go somewhere. And in all fairness, I did another one with him recently, and I wasn't able to leave. I was stuck here, so to speak. But I did see a few things in my mind's eye, a couple things. And he goes, "Did you see a guy at all?" And I go, "Yeah, I saw an Indian man Oh yeah, what was he? Was he by a tree or what? Yes, he was right next to a tree, and he had. I said, I'm not going to call it a cowboy hat, but it's kind of like a cowboy hat. It's round, you know. He goes, yes, okay. Anything else? What color was the tree? I go, well, it was. I think it was gray, and it had like this big, like overarching, you know, branches. He goes, yes. He goes, yeah. So you saw that. He goes, well, did you see that? No. Did you see that? No. You remember I told you to no. I remember you saying it, but I didn't see nothing. You know. He goes, okay, but you saw the Indian guy. He goes, okay, that's one of the guides, and there's a few more waiting to see you. He goes, that's you still saw it though. He goes, that's good. You just needed to cross over, so to speak. And that's not the word he used, but I'm like, well, yeah, that's cool. So the other day he was like, all right, do it again by yourself, whatever, and see if you can make it happen. I'm like, okay. So I am in my room, I think, and it was at night. And I'm like, okay, I'm gonna do it, and it just wasn't a good night, I think, to do it. So nothing really happened. But then the next day, I'm like, hey, I texted him, I'm going in. I'm going for meditation now. So I came out here, and this is the best place because it's so you when you're doing this, man, you gotta have your private space, peace and quiet. You can't have your neighbor's dog barking or your kids banging up the stairs and this. I'm so lucky to have a man cave in the back of my freaking property where it is just quiet. Yeah, I can have the AC on or whatever, or I turn it off if I want. It doesn't matter. I got the headphones on, play my thing, lay down, and go out. And so I came out here and just did my thing. And then I again, I didn't cross over out of my body, but I saw several, like, I'm gonna say probably three, at least three hands, probably, like, come on, you're almost here, like, come on, like almost cheering me on, come on, come on. And it was like almost like one on top of the other, like this, and imagine a third hand on top of this one, like, so like, but then they weren't all at the exact same time, so it was kind of like this, like, yeah, come on, like, you're almost here, come on, like cheering me on. And but I just I just couldn't go to that next whatever that connection, or maybe raising my vibration to a level where I can do whatever you want to call it. I couldn't do it again. So it's like I'm not getting discouraged. I'm not like, oh, I suck. It's just because I've already done it. I know I can do it. I'm just not sure what the real triggering thing is going to be, or whatever, for me to like easily go, oh, this is all I have to do, and like I can just snap my fingers and, oh, I'm out. I saw this, I saw that, come back to my body and go, oh, hey guys, I'm back again. Here's what I just saw. But I will get to that level if I keep this stuff up, and it's so exciting. I just during the day I'm like looking for an excuse to be like, oh, Ian's going down for a nap. Now's my time. I'm gonna go do a quick meditation. Or if he's up there and it's kind of quiet in the house, I'll be like, you know what, put him in the crib. I'll lay on my bed, put the headphones on, and if he makes any noise, that'll wake me up. You know, because number one, I'm not really sleeping, but sometimes I will fall asleep and then I'll have a dream or something. But I'm like, I want to do that connection where I can like astral project again or go somewhere, because I was awake with my eyes closed, listening to him talk or whatever, woo dude and whatever, and I went somewhere and came back the whole time knowing, oh my God, I was awake, but I left and I was like out of my conscious mind, if you will, or whatever. I was somewhere else, but I recognized what I was doing and what I experienced, and then I came right back and I'm like, oh, it's me again. Here I am. It's pretty incredible feeling. So the fact that I can do this, serious, anybody can do this, but you got to put in the work. And if you think about it, it's been a year now, a little more than a year, since I started doing this stuff with Woo Woo Dude. And a lot of it, honestly, is just listening to the music at night, calming your mind. Any stupid thought that comes in or you're rethinking, get it out of your mind. And here's something I've kind of learned too. And I think the channeling session, one of the channeling sessions mentioned, we'll try doing it this way instead. Like, you wake up, you go through your day, phone, scan for news. Oh, that shit aggravated me. Oh, effing Biden did this. Oh, God, I get so aggravated. The shots, the vaccine. Oh my God. You're aggravating yourself all day. Then, oh, it's nighttime. Let me go do my thing. And you got all this shit in your mind that either might be bothering you or just things that happen throughout the day that's going back. The last song I heard on the radio, I can't get out of my head. All this shit just bombarding you throughout the day. It might not be a good time for you to try that session, meditation, at the end of the day, because you got all this shit on your mind. So she said, maybe when you wake up in the morning and everything's fresh and you haven't done the routines, like maybe then go out and just do a quick meditation, 10, 15, whatever minute, 5 minute, whatever it takes. Just you have to get in the ritual of repetitiveness. Oh, I'm going to meditate once every day. Or if you want to start off, you know what? I'm going to do it twice a week because I just way too damn busy. I got way too much work. Okay, try it two times a week. And you may get absolutely nothing. When I first started doing this, I remember like I thought I saw something in my mind's eye, but I'm like, well, that might have been just me thinking it. And then sometimes I get nothing. And sometimes I'd be out there and yep, I thought I was okay. Like nothing was bothering me that day. No news, nothing. I was, hey, it's middle of the day. I'm gonna go take a little nap / meditation. Let's see what happens. And yet some stupid thought or whatever just comes into the mind out of nowhere, and you're like, oh, okay. Picture like a little, treasure chest, if you will, a little chest. Open it up, put that thought in there, visualize it, close the lid in your mind's eye. Get this out of here. It's gone. Okay, clear your mind. Now, when I'm meditating, I don't usually like meditate on something like, oh, I want to know this, or can I see a number? Can I see it? I don't do. I'm usually like mind, just clear my mind, spirit, show me whatever I need to see or know, and just get these, dumb thoughts out of my mind if they come in. And sometimes they just keep coming back, and put it away. Oh, there it is again. Oh, I lasted 20 seconds that time. Oh, here it is again. And then you're kind of frustrated. And it's like, you know what? I'm done. I'm just done. Like I'm wasting my time and maybe spirit's time because I just can't silence my stupid monkey mind right now, and I'm just getting a little frustrated. So I'm just gonna call it quits. Sit back up, take the headphones. All right, I'm go about my day. Done. And then another time, go in there, everything works right. Maybe a time or two, a thought comes in. I successfully got rid of it. I kept my mind clear. Good, good to go. And by the way, usually when I'm out there, I'm not in silence. I usually have these headphones on, and I'm playing one of those songs, drumming, didgeridoo thing, whatever, shamanic drumming, the Indian powwow stuff. Now I've been listening to some of the Egyptian music, just whatever I kind of feel like, yeah, I think I want to listen to that today. That's kind of where I'm at now. So I always have music going, typically, and that also helps drown out any noises that might be around you in most cases. And again, most people, we live in neighborhoods, the houses are all next to us, cars, streets, noises. Where does a person go for a little bit of peace and quiet? You got to have headphones on to kind of cancel out sounds. Now you might say, "Oh, I'll just put on some damn earmuffs and see if well, you can try it, but there's something about frequency that enables us to do these weird things and go weird places in our mind. And frequency, as you know, music, drumming, doom, 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 whatever it is for you. And again, my stuff that might take me out might not take you out. Stuff that I like, you're gonna go, I couldn't listen to that for 5 seconds, Joe. That's okay. Find what you like. You might even find, I'm gonna turn on some jazz music or some classical, and that does it for you. It doesn't have to be, oh, there's a special Indian sacred knowledge that you got to listen to Indians drumming. That's it. No, you might listen to some freaking. You might be listening to Guns N' Roses. You know where you are? You're in a jungle, baby. Next thing you know, oh my God, I'm in a jungle. There's 5 deer just walked by. You never know. It's just frequency, repetitive noise, dunk, 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 dunk. And most songs have a beat that just stays at the same beats per second, beats per minute, and it is what it is. But I mean, for me, I'm not listening. I'm not really listening to music. For me, I like listening to the shamanic drumming and that kind of stuff. It's just, but that's me. And at some point, maybe I'll be like, okay, the Egyptian music's done, the powwow Indian music's done. What's next? And I might be listening to those freaking, the, go listen to the 528 megahertz sound or hertz sound and let, ring in your ear for as long as you can take it. It's just, imagine meditating, but some of that stuff, some of those frequencies, it just does something to you. Um, so for those on my Patreon, she, for the first time ever, I received a picture from another Indian woman friend that has a very special crystal that I've mentioned, and she has never ever sent me a picture of it. She's like, didn't want to take pictures of it and send it out, and I can understand why. But the other day, she just sends me this picture of her altar with different crystals and the crystal out of nowhere, and I'm like, oh my god, I now have a picture of it. I can look at it whenever I want, at least from the angle she took the picture of. So I mentioned this to Julianne tonight, and the channel's like, let me see it. I want to see this crystal. So I put it on the screen, and she starts telling me all about it. And I wasn't surprised to hear what she had to say about it. I already knew some of it and got confirmation this is not just some crystal. But she says, you're going to basically, I have a Discord group on Patreon. And for you Patreon members, within Patreon, if you log in using a web browser to Patreon, there's a section like under your account or like whatever that says like Discord, connect Patreon to Discord, and you do that, and it just connects. Once you're connected, it's good. At that point, if you open up Discord, like you can go on your phone or whatever, your computer, download Discord, and open it up and log in as you are on, I guess, Patreon, it should automatically see the connection and put you into the group. I can't add you. You have to do it that way. It's the only way to get connected. It uses the system through Patreon to do it. But she said, you have different categories in there where people can talk about stuff, spirituality, cryptos, news, webbot, whatever, different stuff. And she goes, you should create one for crystals and things of this nature and have that picture in there. And as a matter of fact, when you do these videos with Richard the Shaman, which is Woo Woo Dude, uh, we think you should put this picture in the background of your screen with his face also on the screen and yours. Like people get something off of his face when he's present, there's something that happens. Same with me from him. All I have to do is see him, and something's happening. Third eye to third eye. She says this crystal will do similar, and it'll just be better if he's on the screen too, and me in the crystal, all of us, like something. And this is important for people, and it will help people. She says you'll start to notice people in your like Patreon essentially that are interested in the spiritual stuff. They'll look at this, and they may start noticing themselves progressing just by that, just by posting that picture, and of course do the music thing. They may start realizing, oh, I'm starting to have dreams now. Oh my gosh, I think it was I saw an event. Things like that. And she goes, also they should be inspired to post pictures of their own crystals in that little subgroup of yours. And she goes, the thing is, as people look at all these, all you have to do is stare at it. It has an energy that you don't have to be present. Just like Woo Woo Dude. She said, you don't have to, when you talk to him on the phone, that's okay. She goes, but we wish to see you face to face more. In your devices, that's fine. He does not have to be present in the room because something will happen when it's third eye to third eye with him for you. And of course, I'm telling you other people too because I already know that. So she was saying tonight that crystal that I have, I should post that picture. Although I really need to I feel like I need to get permission from the Indian woman first. That can I do this privately in my own private little group because it's her baby, so to speak, and I'm not just going to put it out there. I just won't. Um, but other people who will post pictures of their personal crystals that they've had or whatever, we will see those crystals, and a similar thing can happen to us. That crystal may have something that I needed or you needed or whoever needed that could potentially unlock you on your little baby steps or whatever up to your next level, so to speak. So we're going to have all these different pictures of different crystals, and they're all going to affect us potentially in different ways. And it might not, it's not like each crystal will affect all of us. It might be, well, that one crystal really affected you. You start having dreams all of a sudden. Now you're moving on. And that other one didn't do anything for me, but the next one did something. I got a really crazy dream last night after I saw, Amy's crystal or whoever's crystal. Oh, so she said I need to start getting into that. Get a subgroup up in Discord the Discord group where people can post your crystal pictures, basically, and that kind of thing. So she talked about this again, this big property that she called a compound, like a big area of land that I will jump on. When it's presented, she goes, "You will jump on this opportunity." Like immediately. Done. Pay, how do I pay for it? Okay, done. There's going to be a lot of stuff going on at that place, like spiritual development, uh, groups, settings of different stuff. We're going to be doing stuff. And I knew at some point I'd be doing something like this. And I'm just like always looking online in that area where I'm already looking, out in the mountains, like that little town in there. And I'm thinking, there's not really any ranch area out here. There's one that was like for sale, but it's like a cattle ranch and it's mostly like BLM land and you're leasing the land from them. Like that's not, this isn't it. Like this isn't it. And I'm like, I got a feeling that wherever I do this at, it's not going to be in that area. It might be in the state, but it's probably gonna be a little ways away. That could be an hour, 2 hours, for all I know away, maybe 3 hours. Um, I always kind of sense that, like that, whenever this would happen, I think that's kind of was like my own little vision. Um, I'd like to share with you my friend from Australia. He's a woo woo dude. He got a download a while back, and he goes, because I said, there's this place for Texas. It's like a spiritual retreat. It's for sale. He goes, yeah. He goes, I'm not sure if that's the one. I'm not hearing like anything on that. He goes, yeah, I don't know. And but then all of a sudden he goes, oh, they're telling me it's like there's a portal. There's gonna be a portal on the property, whatever property you end up getting, like this retreat or this big land or whatever. And this is like months and months and months ago. He's like, there's a portal. He goes, I think there's a portal. He goes, okay, that one ranch that you talk about, the guy like the ET, like you see lights in the sky. I go, yeah. ECETI. He goes, yeah. He goes, are you that's like known for that? People go there. I go, yeah. He goes, I think you're going to be known for, if you really want to see something, go to Joe's property, sign up to his thing, and sometimes something comes through the portal, and it's not from this world. He goes, that kind of thing. And at some point, he goes, I feel like it'll be comfortable enough to share knowledge, like share knowledge back and forth, and it will come through a portal on your property. Like maybe the portal's either there or it just becomes a portal after you buy it. He goes, I don't know. And I'm like, what? He goes, that's what I'm getting. He goes, I don't know where the hell that came from, but that's what I'm getting. And I thought, how freaking cool would that be? And I love ECETI. That was a cool place. I really like that place. But imagine going somewhere where you have a chance, and this might be years away from now, by the way. This could be years. I don't know. But there's a chance that something ET like comes through and then starts sharing knowledge with us. We're going to sit around a campfire and, this entity is going to share stuff, knowledge, history. I don't know. And again, a lot of the stuff, come on, give me a break. But I felt that way in some of the stuff the channel had told me a while back, and only to get my ass kicked and go, okay, yep, she nailed that one. Holy crap. Wow. Okay. I'm listening. All ears. I'm here. I hear you. Anything you say, I'm not even gonna question now. I'll just be like, okay, I believe you. Because at this point, I have to, you know. So my channel will, like YouTube and all this stuff, is probably gonna change to a big extent. I'm thinking it's probably gonna be a lot less news stuff and conspiracy or whatever, and we're probably going more towards, and I don't mean like right this second, I'm just saying like it's probably going to evolve into, I don't even want to bother that nonsense. Oh yeah, the silver's down today. Oh, the government did this today. Oh, the vaccine, or the amount of people that I'm going to be touching, so to speak, with this spiritual stuff, as she says, millions are coming your way. Then I think I already know where I need to go with this. It's obvious, and it's been pulling me the whole time, like in recent times. I need to go more this way than the way I've been, more spiritual stuff than the way I've been. However, I've got a lot of climbing, so to speak, to do myself. I'm nowhere near like, oh, I'm a shaman. I'm a junior shaman. No, I'm not. I'm not there yet. This could be a couple years from now. But I will tell you, she did advise me, the channel tonight. Yep, you got nailed the other day for YouTube. You've been a bad boy, right? Due to the positive impact of the future with what I'll be doing and the amount of people affected, it's far more important for me to be very careful about what I talk about on this channel and get myself in trouble. And it's advisable on, although they never tell me what to do, it's always my choice. But the choice is mine. Keep bringing that shit up and take a chance of, getting strike. Okay, you're banned. Or just stop talking about that shit. There's so many other people who are covering it. The information's out there. I don't need to be another voice. Whether it's the truth or not, or it's conspiracy, it doesn't matter. I need to focus on other things. I need to keep my channel safe, my YouTube channel, and other social media. So I'm like, yeah, because if I'm going to be doing this stuff with people, and it's far more important for them to grow, and they need this to happen, they need to grow spiritually, and I'm going to be that beacon for them to do this. Kind of important that I stick around. So, again, I'm not saying all of a sudden that's going to happen overnight, but I think you'll start to see maybe a gradual change of the things that I want to talk about. And again, as I progress myself with this stuff, there's gonna be things that I want to share. Hey, check this out. Hey, I did this today. Oh my God, this never happened before. You're not gonna believe this. Guess what? Hey, I'm going to Skinwalker Ranch with Woo Woo Dude. You'll never guess what happened when me and him got there. The alien ship landed, 50 feet above us and hovered for 5 seconds. Yeah, that's kind of cool. So here's the video. Could you imagine that kind of crazy stuff? That would be awesome, by the way. But yeah, I don't know. I felt like I want to come out here and just have a little chat about some of the stuff I've been doing lately and just kind of chat a little bit about it. So your Telegram chat fully covers the topic that may not be discussed. Yeah, that's true. And that's another platform where you can talk about stuff like that. And I do post stuff over there every now and then. That's really, oh, that's interesting. Check this out, guys. But we will see. I think I'm gonna call it a night. It's 10:30 at my time. Got a little bit to do tomorrow morning when I wake up, so I don't want to go to bed too late. And we'll see if I get an interesting dream tonight about anything. I don't know. But one other thing, she's telling me in this channel tonight. Oh yeah, your people, your soul tribe. A lot of your Patreon people are those people. They're starting to have. They're gonna start having dreams. They're gonna start seeing things too, like not just a dream. Like, oh, this happened in my dream and it just happened. And again, I haven't told her anything. I got a message tonight, and this is on Patreon, and I'm gonna find it real quick. I think it's this one. And this isn't like there's other people going, Joe, I got a dream. I think you're right. I think this big crash is coming, and here's why. And she I don't think she's. I'm looking back at some of our conversations. She's not really said, oh hey Joe, I get these dreams. Da, da, da. So she did this today, this afternoon. Hi Joe, I agree that we're going to have a crash because I had a dream last night. I had various dreams about cryptos during the night. I was somewhere close to a beach next to a high-rise building with two of my old friends. There was another where high-rise building next to us and behind it a huge crane. I never saw a huge, tall crane like that before. Suddenly the crane started breaking down for no reason. First just the top part, then gradually the entire crane broke apart, even the bottom, which was very strong. It was a very loud and scary and did lots of damage. It seemed that a man died next to the other building, but later he got up and was fine. We were fine, and my friends and I went down to the ocean, which was pretty dirty from the debris. When I woke up, I knew this dream was about the crypto market, and I think it will happen very soon. Probably by the end of this week. We'll see. I just wanted to share that with you. Okay. So I said, hey, interesting, but it's funny that you had a crane dream like I did, because I had a really tall crane that dropped that metal box that started bouncing. And I said, why do you think it was crypto market? Like, why are you convinced? But I mean, she did say I had various dreams about crypto during the night, and then this one stood out in particular. So maybe that kind of answered the question. But again, I didn't go tell Julianne that someone just sent me a dream today on on Patreon, but she's saying, no, those people that are like your soul tribe that are attracted to you, as in like they watch your videos, they don't know why sometimes but they're just there to watch you, like they don't know what it is, but there's something. Those people are going to start, you're going to start rubbing off on them, basically, so to speak, and they're going to start having dreams, and they're going to see visions, and they're going to get stuff, and it's going to, like, that's what you need to do. And I'm like, okay, keep working with these people and that kind of stuff, and just set up a place for them, which I have on the Discord channel where we can chat and stuff. But there's not a lot of people interested in that, in spiritual growth. Whatever. Oh, I just want crypto. What crypto should I get in? You know, and that's all right too, because I'm into crypto too, and I want to make money. And I don't care if you're spiritual or not. If you got debt and you can get it paid off, and I can help you do that just by hopefully my dreams and shit, like, oh, great. You don't have to believe in it. You don't have to do it. All you care, Joe, just give me the number. All right, here's the number. Take care. Go buy your wife a new car, pay your house off, pay the car off. Good for you. I'm just as happy for you as a spiritual person. If you were a spiritual person that did or didn't do the same thing, it doesn't matter. I'm just as happy. You're a debt slave, aren't you? We're all debt slaves. Just because you're a spiritual person doesn't mean you're not a debt slave. We are all debt slaves. And I somehow found a freaking way out of it with these cryptos. And I'm trying to help everybody do the same. So if that's all you ever cared about, great. Doesn't matter. But she did say, I'll end it after this. But she goes, she goes, it's kind of like a shame that those people, many of those people who just don't care, just cryptos and business life and day to day. She's like, it's kind of a shame because those people could gain from this spiritual growth too, but they're just not into it, just not into it. So it's kind of a shame that they're not, because they would actually gain, they would get something out of this for sure, but they're just not into it, so they're not. So focus on the ones who are, if you want to talk about that stuff. So like, okay, cool. So on that note, just a quick video, and I guess I'm out of here. Ashania Twain said.